What's going on, everybody? Hello, hello. Happy, Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, the best day because we have a really fun live coming up for you. And as you can see, we're a little bit wider than normal, so you can see some of the background today. But that is very far away. But that is with all the intention of the world because this is a very exciting month here at Siser. Now, you guys already know that it's National Crafting Month. You guys already know that it's National Reading Month. I do have to say at the top of the live, I was yelled at last week on Friday when I announced that it was National Crafting Month and Reading Month because my wife said, hey, it's also National My Birthday Month. So also happy birthday month to my wife, Amanda, as well. I know she's chiming in the comments here and there, but it is a fun month because every week in the month of March, we are highlighting what we are calling our Master Crafters. These are the folks behind everything that you see here at Siser, from artwork in the software, artwork outside of software, photos, copy, everything that you see here at Siser, we are highlighting the people behind the people that make the people run and things happen. So I'm very excited for this very first week of the Master Crafter Live that we're gonna be opening up the month with. Now, we're gonna go based on everybody else's comfortability if we're gonna hop in a live and do a live together, but there is a great video that's coming out to highlight each of these people each week. So for the first week, and honestly, I think we're kicking this off in the best possible way that we can. Now, this is somebody that I've had an opportunity to travel with. First trade show, was that your first trade show?
Yeah.
First trade show, that's awesome. First trade show. Also, one of the first lives that he did here was during our Siser game because Jeopardy is trademarked, and due to copyright laws, we cannot use the word Jeopardy or term Jeopardy on lives. Anyway, also in that video, one of the incredible artists and minds behind some of the artwork you see in Leonardo and the things you see here at Siser. Let's welcome our very first Master Crafter, Andrew. What's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello.
All right, nice. That was
so
probably our best.
That was probably the best.
Okay, so Andrew and I have a thing that every time we pass, we have like a main. Oh, you got to go on this side because your lower third's on this side. They're gonna think I'm Andrew now.
Oh, yeah.
So every time. It was on this side. All right, cool. So we got this. Anyway, so with that, every time we pass each other in like the main hall upstairs, we always try to give a really solid high five. And I think most days we're probably 89% right now.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, I feel like it depends on if it happens a lot,
yeah,
we usually mess up more. I feel like the less we do it, the better it gets every time.
Exactly. And we're practicing, and we're going to keep practicing, and we're going to come back the end of this year with the clap heard around the world, the best clap. We might even call Guinness Book and see how well we can.
It's very bold. There's no prior conversation. You just set me up.
Yeah. This is how it works here. You can ask Anna, you can ask Adam and Trev. I just start saying stuff, and then they're like, oh.
A year from now.
Yeah, they're like, oh, crap. Well, I guess we got to do it now. So this is really exciting. You're the first week of the Master Crafter series. I know Trev is ripping through the video that'll be posted out later this week.
Yeah.
But why don't you do this? First of all, let's explain the projects. We'll get into that, and then we can get into some fun dialogue about being a Master Crafter.
Okay.
Cool? All right, so let me grab this out. You can explain it, what we're going to be doing today. And this one is yours, and I'll take mine. So kind of explain to us what you chose for your week to highlight and why.
Okay. So when I was younger, when I was originally starting out with creative projects, I always liked to collect wall art and make things for my walls. And obviously, when I started here at Siser, a lot of what we dealt in is, the apparel, like shirts and things like that.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of a callback to my original art piece. My original things I did even before I was an artist was just making wall art.
Yeah.
And so the canvases specifically, I think, is calling out to the work that I always wanted to put on my walls, but I could never make myself.
So we're going to be doing some canvases. Now, you kind of already got started on yours upstairs a little bit, which is cool. But we're going to be throwing some canvases together. I made some artwork as well, but here's what I thought we would do. I'm going to give you, because you're dealing with some elements like strip flock and stuff like that, and I have a ton of random things that I'm making or putting on mine. Okay. Why don't you take over the heat press? I'll take the home iron, and that'll be a great way to show you guys that not only can you do this with a heat press, but you can do it with the convenience of just a home iron as well. So let's switch spots really quick here. and we can hop in. So explain your canvas though. Like, what's the style you're going for? What is it kind of gonna? What's the vibes?
Yeah. So I am really bad at taking care of plants, and so in the last couple of years, I've gotten really into buying fake plants.
Okay.
And weirdly enough, now I've started drawing them. So as we are artists here at Siser, and we're trying to kind of build our craft. I started painting this year, and I've been doing watercolor trees, like little graphic trees. So this is taking one of those hand-drawn trees and applying it to vinyl.
Nice.
So finding a way to kind of bridge those gaps. So this was hand-drawn by me, and then I converted it into a cuttable design.
Which, fun fact, I know this is hand-drawn by you because I actually watched you doing part of it this morning and just finishing up the last couple of pieces. So here, I'll let you get into weeding yours, and I'm going to start kind of applying mine just because, again, I'm using a home iron. So it'll take me a little bit slower. Try to get it up kind of where the canvas is, because if we go to overhead, then you'll be able to see. We also have the overhead cam now, guys. We're trying to bring you up close and personal to what we're doing every single day as well. So really quick, while you're weeding out, let's go over to, we got to introduce the room really quick. Adam is hanging out back there, monitoring comments. Say hi, Adam.
Hey, everyone.
You got a mic, dude. There you go.
Hey, everyone.
And then you guys already know Anna's back there also monitoring comments. Say hi, Anna.
Hi, Anna. It's weird being on YouTube. I don't know what to do.
See, it is an interesting one because I feel like Facebook, there's a lot more going on, but you guys are monitoring just comments right now in YouTube. And then Adam, pass the mic over to Trev. So make sure you say hi, Trev, to the good old people.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
You can give them maybe you can give them a quick update on what we're working with in the studio right now. We're working on internet and connections.
Oh, yeah. So if you guys haven't heard, you probably have. You've been around. We are having some connection issues on Meta platforms. So that's all Zuckerberg-based platforms. That would be Facebook and Instagram, which we also stream to. Let me switch to camera 2. Get a look at that ironing. He's doing a very good job. And yeah, so we've been having some issues. I've been, in contact with our IT department, and we're working it out.
Through them.
Yeah, and it's a process. It's an ongoing process. We never rest here at Siser. We're always working through different various hang-ups and roadblocks. But,
and that was traffic and weather with Trev.
And that was it. So I'm going to pass the microphone back to the commenters in the back.
Awesome, thanks, Trev. Why don't we go into really quick while we're just cruising along here? Why don't we go into some comments, see who's watching in, who's hanging out? I saw Kristen Senshi was in early, and same with DB. So kudos to you two.
Tony chiming in. He's like, many of the services are still down.
Yeah.
Well, here, you can pass it back over to me. So,
here we go.
No. As I was saying, Meta's down for everybody today, but we were having problems outside of that with Meta platforms, not just
Yeah.
Yeah. So
if you guys do have any issues over on Facebook, just in general, hey, we're your weekly update, folks, for all things Meta. So if you are having any issues on Facebook, we did hear that it was down. But good news is my wife called me and was like, hey, because this had to have been 9 months ago or so. She got hacked and unfortunately lost everything, which is all of family photos and stuff like that. Sorry, Amanda, I'm bringing up old wounds, but she called me today and she's like, I can see my old profile, but I can't log in. And I was like, oh, crap. So anyways, all right, so you're getting into this right now. You're weeding away. I'm doing some ironing away right now. So you already explained kind of the artwork style. What has been about this artwork style that's been kind of speaking to you lately?
Well, so this is a little bit of also in my experience at Siser, obviously when you start illustrating for this kind of material, it's very different. There's a process to it that you learn by making stuff.
Yes.
And one of I think the biggest hurdles in the beginning, me and Cortez and Emily all started at the same time, who are some of the other crafters you guys will meet this week.
Yep.
And me and Cortez were always trying to figure out a way to illustrate the way that we naturally did and make it work for vinyl.
Yeah.
So this project, I've reversed it back, if that makes sense. So usually when we illustrate, we try to make things, layerable as much as possible, just to kind of keep it easy to do. So this is something I lined and then reversed. It's very
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing, but
It's a whole
basically it's finding ways to make it layerable so that it looks like there's an outline on it.
That makes sense. Okay.
Something graphic, something you would see out in the world.
Yeah.
On like little T-shirts and things.
I like that. Now, I know this information, but the people need to know. Fun fact about you. What are some additional hobbies outside of design and stuff that you're into?
Well, so I'd say maybe the top one is pogo sticking.
Yes.
Both with like a child's like metal spring pogo stick,
Okay.
which are always fun. And then I also used to use like big air-powered pogo sticks. I think the highest I ever bounced was like 6 feet.
Really?
Which was terrifying. I spent the whole summer working for a pogo sticking company, so
Yeah.
that's been a big thing, a part of my life.
That's pretty
on the
cool.
outside.
And I think I think it's interesting just because I don't think a lot of people have met anybody, and or you guys in the comments, you might, be a pogo sticker yourself. Is that what it's called, pogo sticker?
Yeah.
Or a pogo stick player.
We're athletes.
Athletes,
So,
okay, perfect. So you may be a pogo stick athlete, but I had never met one prior to meeting Andrew. So it was actually really, really interesting. So if you guys have any questions about pogo sticking as well, but there is something, there's this little device, this little thing that you're constantly bopping and beeping around the office with.
Yes.
So maybe you should also explain what that is.
They're also interconnected, actually. So,
Okay.
So when I worked for the pogo sticking company,
Mm-hmm.
all of them used to do live shows. So if you go to state fairs,
Yeah.
NBA shows, occasionally you will see pogoers doing shows.
Okay.
And they would be, at these venues for hours on end. So they
Yeah,
started
yeah.
playing with these Japanese skill toys called kendamas.
Kendama,
It's basically
okay.
a ball on top of a spike with 2 cups, and you can do tricks with
Yep,
it.
and attached to a string.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. So when I worked for them, I started playing with this toy all the time, and one of my managers recommended that it was a good way to decompress your brain from
Mm-hmm.
being creative. So I started bringing mine to the office here, and then actually Adam and Mike, 2 of the people we work with, I gave them kendamas as gifts because
Really?
we all would start playing with it.
That's pretty cool. Salt in the syllables is what we call Adam around here. The salt in the
The
syllables.
salt and absolute. That's a new one. I'm learning so much about the lives, honestly.
Well, this is your first, I'll call it a solo live, but this is your first live outside of
yes.
doing, with the Jeopardy thing,
Besides
right?
the game show, this is my first.
Besides the game show, because we can't use copyright Jeopardy by copyright laws, not allowed to use that for any intention outside of blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
For the record, I made that logo, and
Did
I
you?
was terrified. I was like, they're gonna come after me. Like, they're gonna know
They're
I
gonna
stole
know.
it.
They're never gonna know. They're gonna know. That's funny. So what are you all pressing? What materials are
So
you pressing
I'm all
right now?
set, but I am doing Easy Weed and Strip Flock, mostly
Okay.
just because I think from a cuttability standpoint, because it's a little small, it works out really well.
Yeah.
But also like the juxtaposition, it's very thin material paired with a very thick material.
Okay, so Adam is the sultan of syllables. You said a really big word in front of me, so that's a tough
salt-
one.
That was my
Juxtaposition.
least favorite word in college. Because I'm
What?
like, what does it mean, juxtaposition?
Juxtaposition? Well, yeah, what does it mean? What is the meaning? Adam or anybody?
Oh no. So I'm not gonna look it up.
Okay.
I'm gonna try, but I think it means when 2 things are polar opposites of each other.
Okay.
It's a juxtaposition.
Comparison, right?
So a relationship
Yeah, like
made
a
in heaven is what
comparison.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. There are Andrewisms. Dichotomy is another one I say all the time. I could not define most of those words for you, even
like
though I
it.
say them. So let it be known. You can just say big words, and it will look cool. You don't actually need to know what you're talking about.
There you go. I like that. All right. What are people saying in there? We got some folks in. Let's see.
Oh, Judy!
As soon as he saw.
She found her way to YouTube?
I'm proud of you,
Oh
Judy.
my gosh!
I'm proud of
hi.
you.
Oh my god.
That's awesome. Let's see. What are some folks saying in there, guys?
I'm still shook. I'm shook.
Well, there's a lot of people that have been saying happy birthday to Amanda.
Yeah. There we go. There you go, Amanda. Jeez
Hello
Louise.
from Germany.
We've been talking about pogo sticking a little bit.
All right.
Well, so another side note. This is a shout out, but one of my friends, Nick Patino, actually used to rap pogo sticks in
That's
vinyl.
sweet.
I don't know what brand he was using. Hopefully ours. Cross our fingers.
We're gonna say it was ours.
We're gonna say it was ours. But actually, funny enough, when I started working here and I would meet up with them, they were all not surprised at all.
This wasn't our Beats and Eats guy, right?
No,
Okay,
no,
that was
no,
a different
no,
one.
no.
Gotcha.
Should I start pressing?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
start pressing away, man.
Okay.
Maybe even with yours, because you do have multiple layers on yours. Maybe kind of lay it out here too, and just kind of
Okay.
give people what a feel's gonna look like as you're like peeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So right now too, I'm using a home iron for this, and I'm just applying enough heat and enough pressure. Yep, you're good. Just to release the actual carrier from the material itself. Because this is something that typically isn't going to be washed, I'm not really super worried about it being like applied permanently forever and ever and ever. It'll stay and it'll apply well. It's just about getting the initial material down and then going back over it after you're done and hitting it with the heat press again.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with multiple kinds of materials, is it hard to like navigate application and things like that? Like, what's your best advice for navigating lots of different kinds of materials?
That's actually a really good question. See, this is actually cool. I'm like getting asked questions. I never really don't get asked. So anyway, with that, it's a difficult thing when you're kind of deciding. Now, for me, I'm using Eco Stretch, I'm using Easy Weed, I'm using Sparkle, I'm using the new Easy Reflective, I'm using glitter, I'm using some electric on here, I'm using neon. So all of those obviously have different ways to apply and different application like methods, meaning that, a Brick 600 is a thicker material than say like an Easy Weed or an Eco Stretch. So for me, I usually go thinnest to thickest. I think that's what most people do when they're deciding, but I usually go thinnest material to thickest material. And then I also play on color too. So if I have a bunch of materials like this one right here, if I know that like the Easy Reflective might have a different application, being that it's a warm peel or a cold peel versus the Easy Weed, I may want to tack this down first.
Makes sense.
And then when I go to tack down my Easy Weed, I'm also hitting this again with some heat. That makes sense, yeah.
So just to show this off a little bit. So when I was talking about the outlines earlier, I made this big piece of strip flock in the back and offset from this inner piece. So while it's just layering itself together, it gives you that kind of outlined illusion without it being a kiss cut, which I think is someone like me who's making these files. I hate when the edges don't meet up together, and this was like my best solution for it will never happen if I just make them layerable.
Hang
For
on,
sure.
Andrew, is yours upside down, or is that how it's supposed to be?
What do you mean?
Oh, you were this way. Sorry for the camera.
Oh!
There we go.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, wait a minute, I should
Okay,
be.
give me.
It looks like a tree.
We're getting
It
there.
looks like a tree. It smells like a tree.
So the challenge that I had for this one as well, which I'll show in a second, is that I also made it so that every piece comes down to the canvas. So there's basically a
Okay.
gap that goes all the way through.
Oh, nice. Okay, so each piece is like knocked out, so that's directly applied. I like that.
So it made it very difficult application.
So actually, this would be a really good one here. You can use you can
Got another-
here you can use this cover sheet right now.
Okay, no worries.
So this is actually a good question for you because you're an artist that came from not a well. You also did cut some
Yes.
like adhesive vinyl and stuff like that. But what has been probably the hardest transition for you going from designing like illustrating to then trying to convert that into like application, meaning canvas or shirts or hats or whatever it may be?
I would say, I think from being more of a graphic designer originally and kind of just getting into the digital illustration side, I think making sure that I wasn't making it too hard on myself.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's really easy as an artist to be like, hey, I want this to be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But then you end up kind of exhausting yourself
Yeah.
trying to make it look as cool as possible. And then when I was doing PSV stickers back in the day, I was doing one color, one material, and I was just making a ton of them.
Mm-hmm.
So this has been very different because there's a little, you only get one shot in certain occasions, and you're really trying to make it, layerable and look really good together. And I was never doing a lot of colors. So I think between color management and layerability, it's been a huge challenge, but a rewarding experience to learn not only just this medium, but also artistically, like new stuff all the time.
That's awesome. Andrew's in lives all the time, guys, just so you know. If you guys want to see Andrew in a lot more lives, please say something because it's actually been really easy.
I'm glad to hear
This
it.
is really easy,
I'm
man,
glad
for
to
me.
hear it. I'm glad
That's
to
cool.
hear it.
So okay, here's another one. What's your favorite? It doesn't have to be heat transfer vinyl, but what's your favorite like decoration method in general?
Decoration method. I don't know if this counts, but I love thrifting decorations.
I like.
I feel like in comparison to nowadays when you go to certain stores and it's all like sublimated, it's just sublimated panels or things like that. I think it's really cool.
We call that the easy way out. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I've been watching a lot of Instagram artists who will find old paintings and all kinds of stuff and do like vinyl on top of that. You know, find an existing painting and then paint on it. And I think, especially with working with, vinyl compared to most mediums, you can really quickly make something that can be applied within an hour of finding something. So, I don't know, maybe the challenge is to see where vinyl can be used with more art that already exists or modifying.
Well, and I'm really glad that you said that, and we'll go to Adam here in a second, but I'm glad that you said that because we actually have an event that's coming up next week, right? Is the SO, Anna? The SO Summit's next week? That's the week of the 11th. Okay, I just want to make sure of my head.
Yes.
So we actually have an event coming up where it's primarily people that are making their own clothes. So now we're introducing the world of heat transfer vinyl and how to utilize that heat transfer vinyl in their, like clothing making. So that'll be kind of cool.
So cool.
Yeah, Adam, what's up?
Just chiming in for a second, we have 3 people already who say they want to see Andrew back on another live.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
There we go. See,
I
now
would
you have
love
to
to come back. Thank you. Woo.
Maybe we'll do a lot, because we've talked about doing this way too much with actually wrapping a tube. Maybe that's what we're going to have to do.
Honestly,
on the
I
live.
have. So Patrick tasked me with designing a pogo stick tube design maybe a year ago.
Probably,
and
yeah.
it's just been I've kept it all this time,
Yeah.
but it's ready to go.
Maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe April, the beginning of April is a little bit tight because everybody's traveling, but maybe like the 3rd or 4th week in April. Would you be down?
There is a pogo sticking month. Pogo All May happens the 1st of May, and you have to get a clip every single day.
Okay, so then
so-
can we open up, Anna, can we open up May with a pogo stick wrapping? Okay, live. All right, cool. So in May, Andrew's going to come back in May. We're going to kick off, what was it called?
Pogo All May.
Pogo All May. We're going to kick off Pogo All May, and we're going to do a suite. And maybe actually what we should do, maybe we should do, it's not, okay. Without saying what we have coming up to in that time period, maybe we just do a couple of lives in that month where we do some fun stuff. We can decorate hats, we can decorate maybe jerseys, shirts, something like that, and then we'll do pogo stick and wrap a tube. Okay, Anna, we've kind of built May. It's gonna
We
be
just planned May
We just
right
planned May just now on a live.
Makes my job easier.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we're gonna do that. That'll be really fun. I know it's been oh here.
Oh, thank you.
There's your weeder. Sorry.
I did not make this. This is a good maybe note as you're layering things. Make sure your mask maybe overextends from its area so that you're not having to pick into your material.
This is actually, and this is also a good thing to show on the overhead as well. As you can see, when you are applying onto a canvas or you're applying onto a material, what's really important to note is that sometimes you can get pressing lines in your design, which you can't really see super well on camera. But a way to combat that too is to go with one last press to kind of press those out. For this one, they're not bad at all, so we're just going to kind of keep them on there. But a really good note that if you are getting any pressing lines, especially when you're pressing into like an Easy Weed Eco Stretch, a material that's a little bit more pliable than normal, it is common sometimes to see that carrier box essentially around your design. So a really good way to combat that is to just take it to the heat press, apply a little bit more time with either a cover sheet, whether parchment paper or Teflon, and it'll help to kind of get rid of some of those. But I think this looks really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me just get this one piece.
Yeah,
That one hanger.
so with canvas
sorry.
projects, no, you're good. So for canvas projects, what I like to do just to make it easy on myself is if there's anything that ever I want to fill the space, I'll overdo it just a little bit. Now, obviously, be careful with knives and scissors and things like that. But it makes it easier for me because then I haven't applied something where I didn't give myself enough room.
I like it. I like
so,
it.
give yourself some variability. I'm going to pop it in there one more time
There
just
you
because I do agree that I think when you're using softer and harder materials together, and then you put a mask on
Yeah.
top of it. You want to make sure it's.
And this is the problem with being an artist and also us being semi-perfectionists. It's like now that I pointed it out, it's gonna live in our brains.
I was already gonna do it.
Oh, okay, you're already.
So I was already,
We're good. We're
you were
good.
you were right on the money there.
But check this out. We got like, I mean, you could literally put these in a museum. I think
wow.
we've got like the Easter Warhol, like Easter Bunny Warhol, and then you got this. I think that these are freaking cool.
Wow. Honestly, so I didn't know what to expect of the bunny ears originally, and Patrick did not know this, but I designed those bunny ears.
I did not know that at first.
For
Yeah, which
Easter,
fun
and
fact.
that is not how I expected it to be used. So it's been very exciting to
That's
see
awesome.
this rendition.
So then, and you got in yours, you have, this is what, Eco Stretch or is this regular?
No,
Easy
so
Weed?
it's normal Easy Weed
Okay.
and Strip Flock, but I've
Okay.
alternated it. So the back is Easy Weed onto Strip Flock, and then on Strip Flock again with Easy Weed on the top.
I like
And then
it.
this is actually the bare of the canvas.
But see, this is really smart because if whether this is a canvas or this was a garment itself, this also helps to like make the design a little bit lighter on the garment
Yes,
too.
yes.
Because we're utilizing the color of, in this case, the canvas, but on a garment it would be the color of the shirt, the hat, the bag,
Yes.
the pillowcase, whatever, to then make this feel not so heavy. Because we all know that when you layer a bunch of layers, a lot of times it can feel heavier. But it is what
and
it is.
that's the difficulty, especially even for designing for vinyl in most cases, is knowing where to take away and where to add material.
Look at this.
Aw, this is so fun.
That's,
I feel like we've been talking about this for a long time.
we
This is,
have.
like, very
Look at that.
exciting.
All right, so we'll keep. No, you keep yours out in the open.
Okay.
Yours is gonna stay in the studio. Actually, here we go. I got a place for you right there,
Aw,
and we'll keep that up there.
that's so sweet.
And then for mine, you know, it's just we're gonna keep Andrew's because his looks really good. No, I'm just kidding. Because this is also your hard work in making these in general. But
Honestly, you
that
did a
will
great
permanently stay here.
Aw,
I like that.
that'd be amazing.
All
I'm
right.
very honored.
Sweet, sweet. Okay, do we have any last minute questions? Do we have anything
I
in the
put
comments? Let's
in
check.
there.
I know we're hovering into the comments too now.
Andrew can come anytime. We love it. Honestly, though, yeah, I feel like they're here for you. I'm just,
Yeah.
just the,
Hey,
the
listen,
hop-in guest.
the idea for these and the idea to bring more people on, I even bought new microphones just so we had enough for everybody in the room. The idea is to introduce you guys and show you, especially this month, but hopefully on after this month, that we're able to show you all of the master crafters, the designers here, customer service people, support people. You hear about us all the time. And on every live, I always give credit up to the graphic design team because I'm always using their artwork inside Leonardo Design Studio. But it's really cool when we get to actually highlight somebody and get to know them a little bit more. It's like the person behind the software.
Yeah. And
Essentially.
honestly, I'm really excited because I
Yeah.
think while obviously I talk well,
Yeah.
I work with a lot of very talented artists,
Yeah.
a lot of very talented designers, and I'm really excited to see the work that comes out this
Mm-hmm.
week and the next in this month. I keep saying that. Coming out over the next month and to see what you guys think of it.
Perfect.
You know?
So let me ask you this. If there was one person that you could force to be on a live, regardless of how they feel about it, if you could force them to be on the live, that person sitting in this room in the corner sitting next to Adam, who would it be that we can force to come on a live?
In the office?
Yeah,
Or,
in the,
I
in
thought
the,
you
in the
meant like
office,
a
in the
thing.
office, in this room, sitting next to Adam in the corner. Who, if anybody you could choose, who would it be?
Don't you
Honestly, Leona.
Yes.
Leona.
Yeah, dude.
I am biased.
All right.
I am biased, but I think Leona would really just add in. She loves to just
She's
make
a
little
vibe,
sweet
dude.
comments.
Yep,
like
yep.
she'd support us through our journey.
Okay, so Leona, I'm calling you out. After the Master Crafters series is done, I want you on a live, and Anna skates by one more week. She's lucky. Well,
Oh,
technically
she
a
looks
month.
nervous.
I'm not
So-
like in the comments. through.
All right, so Anna, really quick, will you run over, because obviously we're doing giveaways.
Yeah,
Obviously
well,
we're doing fun stuff, so
obviously.
you can give all that info.
I'm going to actually, I'm gonna
Andrew couldn't betray Anna like that.
See? All right, so give us the stuff.
I'm gonna throw it actually right back to you because you guys didn't talk about the 5 materials you picked as your favorite
Yes.
for this whole campaign.
Ooh,
So I
okay.
kind of alluded to it with this project, but I picked, Strip Flock and Easy Weed. Oh, so I specifically picked Strip Flock yellow, orange, royal blue, and navy blue.
Okay,
And then my Easy Weed pick was sky blue.
okay.
A little bit of context, I've been sketching a lot
Yeah.
in blue, and through internally thinking about it, I was like, wow, I just picked picked all the colors that
Yeah.
I sketch in, but they really are some of my favorite colors to create with.
I mean, in subtle plug, I could see some colors.
Yeah,
that you
there's-
might be-
they
might-
definitely-
may or may not be wearing right now.
You know,
Awesome.
so.
All right.
Well, then the audience will know that should look familiar. So right now on our Facebook page, there's a multi-post that was posted. It gives a little info about Andrew. He posted 2 of his favorite projects that he created, a t-shirt and a canvas with HTV, as you guys just demonstrated. So all you have to do, this is a giveaway, of course. You have to leave in the comments, tell us which of the projects is your favorite, and then pick your top pick of Andrew's 5 favorite materials for a chance to win. And then,
it.
as Patrick said, there's going to be a project reel showing you how to make this project later this week, and an Instagram giveaway on Monday. And
it.
then it'll be the same thing every week for the next month.
This is like a whole thing just for you, dude.
Yeah,
I would be honest.
Cortez kept asking me, like, how do you feel about your week? And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know if I'm ready. I feel great right now,
Yeah.
but originally I was like, I don't know. It feels like a lot.
I just want to throw one thing out there. I've never gotten that treatment. Ever once, where I get to pick my favorite materials and all that stuff. So this is a big deal. And I'm really excited